17 seconds. Okay, sorry. Is everyone back? Ads just popped up and I was too slow on the snooze button. Hopefully everyone is back with ads. I didn't lose too many people. So yeah, Ruthless Adventurers have come. They've ransacked the dungeon. I'll give you guys a little play. Keep in mind, this game was done in a game jam, and I'm gonna turn off my music here so you can hear the game in music. The music in game, rather. Which was done by my partner, M Audio. She did the music and the sounds for the game. I did the programming and the assets. Everything you see asset-wise, graphic-wise, is stuff that I have purchased. This was done for a game jam back in November, which I unfortunately did not finish this because I got sick. It ended up being too big anyway. I probably wouldn't have figured it out. Oh. Okay, reloaded, fixed it. Okay, cool. So I decided to finish this project, and then I'm going to turn this into a potential, maybe commercial game. I'm not sure. So a lot of this is placeholder, but we'll see. So we talked to our good friend Grime here. Don't mind the lighting. This is one of the things I've been fighting with today, is the lighting. Yes, of course. What do you need done? We want you to clean out the entryway. So we come into the dungeon, and there's all sorts of mess around here. So we have dead bodies, we have blood stains, we have looted chests, broken looted chests, we have dust piles on the ground. So we're gonna take out our tools and we're gonna start sweeping. Now, the good news about it being a fantasy game is that we have magic, so we can summon magic brooms to sweep for us while we sweep. So we can get that all cleaned up real fast. Then we have our sponge, which is secretly a potato, but don't tell anybody. We can clean up the blood stains. Then we have our trusty axe. We can break these down. We can pick up some crafting materials. Now the bodies. Bodies are my favorite part of this game. So originally I wanted to have them get carried, like physics-wise, but I had trouble figuring it out. So I went with same type of thing. We have our spell book here. And with our spell book, we have our very trusty, handy spell for getting rid of bodies, and that is Corpse Explosion. Because what is a cleaning game without more mess? So then we can pick up stuff that needs to get trashed, and we can bring it outside to our trash cart. Unfortunately, it left more of a mess, so we'll have to bring this stuff over here. That's one bug I have to fix, is sometimes things overlap. Don't mind the hands. All stuff needs to get fixed. Again, game jam game, work in progress. So again, you clean it all up, and then eventually, once we also have to, in addition to cleaning out that, we have to build him 3 treasure chests so he can start stockpiling his loot. So now we can come out here. We can chop down some additional tree. We can chop some wood. We can also find these ore veins. Need another one. Then we can come to our trusty crafting bench. We can turn the raw ore into bars, and then we can craft a kit to build a treasure chest, which, this is all shaders loading because it's super slow in Unity right now. So we have our treasure chest. The lighting's really bad, but we can put it here. That shouldn't be affected by lighting. I need to make that an unlit shader. And then we can build it. And then if we do that, if we clean this all out and make 3 chests, it all completes. Tentacle coming out of a portal. Oh, for the spell? That'd be cool. Well, again, this is just like the demo that was supposed to be the Game Jam project that I was going to submit. That was back in November. Clearly, I went completely off the rails and didn't finish it. My goal is to get this all done, get this up on itch.io so I can direct people to it, and then actually turn this into a commercial product. So there will be many more spells, and maybe we will do tentacle spells that, throw around the bodies, or reanimate them and they can actually help you clean, or other things. Like maybe one of your villains is a necromancer and they want you to convert all the bodies into skeletons that can guard the dungeon. I don't know. This to me, it's like open-ended with this because it could be a lot of fun. So so that's the game in a nutshell. All the functionality. Actually, I think I mentioned this on Jitspo's stream when I raided yesterday, is that I finished all the functionality for the game. So the full game loop of just going into the dungeon, cleaning everything up, picking everything up, building the chests, all that kind of stuff is all done. Today was supposed to be polished. That's why the lighting looks like garbage. Because I was trying to bake the lighting to make it look nicer, and it looks like trash. So I have to really work on that. I was struggling with Unity has this new system for adaptive light probes. It is not working in my project, sadly. So I had to abandon that. So I decided I was going to try to get at least something done tonight, which is when you guys joined, and I was working on some of the UI screens that I needed to finish up. More specifically, the credit screen. The credit screen here, just to give attribution to myself and my partner Emily, who's working on me with this. She is a very talented voice actress and sound engineer. She did the music. That is an original track that she created. She also made all the sound effects in the game. And will be helping me with the project in the future. So I want to give her credit, obviously, and I want to list all the assets that we used. So that's what we're working on right now. Nothing crazy. But thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Add stuff. I guess I have to put it on top. So this is Unity's for folks that are unfamiliar with Unity or are familiar with the old UI system. This is Unity's new UI toolkit. It works on a combination of XML and USS, which is very similar to CSS. So if you're familiar with web CSS, you basically kind of write CSS files to work with XML elements that create the overlays. I am using an asset pack that I have from Cinti Studios, which is the Fantasy Warrior HUD. But their prefabs are all the old UI system. Some of them I'm using in the old UI system, like for example, the tool wheel is exactly as it was. It's like the prefab. I just dropped it in and then I wrote code around to make it work with all the weapons and stuff. Same thing with the quest accepted, the quest tracker, all that stuff is actually just the prefabs right out of the box. And I just wrote code to interact with their components. But I did want to learn UI Toolkit as part of this project, and I wanted to get better with it. So some of my screens, the main menu, the inventory, the crafting, are all using the just general gameplay overview. They're all using UI toolkit. So I'm trying to write. I have to like recreate those screens. I can't just use their prefabs. So we're using their bits and bobs. We're using their components, and we're just kind of recreating it. So crafting. Where was I? Components. I closed the thing. So, overlay. We need a visual element. This has to be position absolute. Okay. Percent. 100%. Still kind of learning Flexbox, which is really weird for me to say because I am a web developer technically, back end mostly. So I haven't done front end in like a decade, and I don't know Flexbox. That's really sad, I feel like. And I don't know like a better way to like lay this. Like I almost want, you know what? I almost want this to be like 500. I want to center this. Set. Okay, so that's better. That's kind of where I want it. So this is the, let's say, content. And then I'm going to do a scroll view. And we don't want horizontal. But I do want this to grow. I want want that to fill that, and then we're gonna put this is the scroll view content. So basically I'm naming each of the components, and those are kind of basically the IDs in HTML. I can also give them class names. On the right side here are basically all the settings that I can set. These correspond to actual CSS. This does not grow. This we're gonna reset here. So now you can just add content here. So we'll just add text, I guess. And we'll say, give the text a class. We'll say credits. Let's put in the middle. Let's make it white. Let's set the font to be, I think the font I'm using is this one. 14 is obviously too small. Let's create a header. So we'll make this 100 bold. And we'll call this credits header. It's content header. We'll extract those into a class. Where did it go? Actually, want to make this the active one. So this is the active. We want all those classes to go here. Save. And then we're gonna duplicate this. We're gonna call this text. We're gonna make the text maybe 75. Turn off the bold. Duplicate this. Move that class. Drag that class there. And we'll say like coding. Coding. Dayanara. Duplicate this. Sound and music. She goes by Emily Audio. Audio. I have to ask her. Why does this have this? It'd be nice to have a spacer. So let's add spacer. Spacer. Let's do height. 50. 100. Call it spacer 100. Okay. Then we could duplicate this, duplicate this, say third party assets. I know this is riveting content, folks, but gotta get, it's part of the game dev. Gotta get this done. So we have Cinti Studios, and we're gonna list all the assets. So bear with me here. Cinti Studios. Let's close this. We have a lot of. Did use a lot of assets for art. Polygon Dungeon. Polygon Dungeon map. Oops. Oh wow, I really butchered that word. Studios, Dungeon Realms, Polygon Dungeon Realms. Then we have Fantasy Kingdom. Fantasy Kingdom. See Rivals. Gang Warfare. Which actually, I think the only thing I used Gang Warfare was a puddle, which I ended up replacing, so I can delete that. I'm not going to list Gang Warfare, I'm going to delete that. Nature. Particle. Particle FX. And prototype. For the hands. What else we have in here? Let's add a spacer. We used easy movement, easy character movement 2 for the character controller. We used U motion. Emotion. Which was used for custom first person animations. Just say motion editor. And then we used Highlight Plus, and we used dialogue animations from, I think this is from Ram or Z. That's it. Oh, we also used the animation. Okay. And Kenny. And ink. Oh, crap. Okay. Scroll. Preview, I think. So let's add one more for Cinti Studios. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's say Cinti Studios. And then the second label will just be comma. And then we'll move these up. And say like so we can get rid of that. Oh, come on. It's like so slow sometimes. It's like set this up to word wrap in a second. Let me just do it this way. Go to the next one. Paste. Oops. Comma. It's like painful. Because it like lags, you know? Two. Paste all that in, and then we go down to font. Actually, let's go to text, and it's supposed to wrap. Why isn't it wrapping? I had to force it. Delete that. That one. Delete that one. That one. Easy character movement, new motion editor. Cinti, we also want to add Fantasy Warrior HUD and base logo motion animations. And then spacer. Say this is Ramster Z dialogue animation. And then spacer, duplicate. This becomes Kenny. And then what else do we use? There's one more thing. Ink, highlight plus. Ink and highlight plus, I think, is it. Ink dialogue. Is it just called Ink or Inkle? Ink is the scripting language. What if I go to the website? I have to go to this, okay. The URL for this guy. And highlight plus. Highlight plus. There we go. Okay, so we have this, and now we just need to add a button to get back. So we can close this. And actually, let's give us more room on the bottom for buttons. Now I have a button that I liked. Do I still have it? Did I make it like a... You didn't. So let's save this. Then let's go to the crafting screen. Actually, crafting recipe I want. This in UI Builder. I want this button. crafting button. So then go back to credits. And then we're going to add the button. Actually, outside this because I want to absolutely position it. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh shit. Hey Scott, it's not going good tonight, man. So far, everything I've tried to like do is like blown up in my face. So. Let's do 150, 450. Okay. We have this button. Now let's go to crafting overlay. Actually, no, we're going to add existing CSS. UI, overlays, crafting, add that. We're going to create a new CSS. This UI, widgets, crafting button. Call it crafting button. Yeah, it's always the last stuff. Oh wait, it wasn't this. Let's get rid of this. Remove. Discard. And then save. And then we're going to add, it was actually this UI widgets crafting recipe. And we're going to copy. And then we're going to copy this one. Then we're going to get rid of this. Discard. What happened? call this crafting button. This is just going to be crafting button. Button. This. Okay. Save. We're actually going to change this to be back. Now we're going to go to credit screen. UI builder. And we get to inside. There we go. And then let's give it a width of the height of 300. Okay, it's a mess, but it works. So let's save the screen. Turn the preview off. Bring this over here. And now we basically just need a reference to the back button. So in here, let's see how we do it in the other menus. UI. Overlays. Let's look at crafting, because crafting has buttons. Oh, but it's using the template, so no. Main menu. Main menu is good. Okay, so we have something. So we're gonna port this over. We need a reference to a back button. We're going to need this back button. And we're going to need Unity UI elements. Okay. And then we're going to need just copy all this. So we only need on back clicked. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete. System. Using custom. Back button. Those. Business class. Okay. So we need overlay service dot hide overlay service dot show. And this is credits overlay. And then if we go to main menu, when the credits is clicked, we now just swap these. Main menu. Let's test it out. Pennant! Welcome. I'm not doing anything exciting, sadly. I'm just doing some menus, some cleanup stuff. I tried to do the lighting earlier in the stream and it was like a complete disaster. So I'm going to have to revisit that later this week. So I decided to do something more mundane. Let's go to... Like, the lighting looks horrible. So I'm going to have to... I'm going to clear the lighting. We're going to go back to real time. And then these lights in here as well. Actually, I think I can just go to Light Explorer. Rendering. Light Explorer. Yeah. Make these real time. Real time. Save. Big mess. Turn real time. And then I thought I cleared the big data. Scenes. Like, I don't know why it looks bad now, but... Credits. I think I should probably push these in a little bit, but it works. That's not working. So the back button didn't work. Did I call it right? UI, credits, credit overlay. Oh. So weird that I call it. It's because I used the template. If this works, I'm just gonna call it a night for now because it's already 1 o'clock and I'm tired. I might try to style this bar, but for now I think this works fine. So I'll have to do how to play, I'll have to do settings, which should be pretty easy. But yeah. Alright, so this stream wasn't the best, but we got through some stuff. At least we got the credit stream done. We tried to do some polish. So we tried to do some lighting to make it look better, because it was when we built WebGL yesterday, the lighting was messed up. There was like shadow artifacts and stuff. So I figured, all right, let me switch it to baked, bake the lighting. Then I wanted to play around with Unity 6 has the new adaptive light probes, and that's when we went down the rabbit hole because it wasn't working on this in this project for some reason. I even tried it in another project and it worked completely fine, but this one it's giving me some kind of weird compute shader error and I don't know what's going on with it, which is really pissing me off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to go to my test scene. I'm going to go to the test scene. I'm going to see if I can bake it in here. So the way we did it was we changed this to mixed. So the directional light is mixed. We went to the lighting tab. We're going to use the existing lighting settings that we had, which had the progressive this. We're going to generate the lighting. We have to add probe volume here. Adaptive probe volume. Yep. And because of that, we're going to go here. And we're going to say fit to scene. Actually, we're just going to set this to scene. And then we're going to go back to... And then we're going to go back to the lighting tab. And we're going to generate lighting for the scene. Yeah, see? Something's wrong with this project, and I don't know what. And it's upsetting because I had another Unity project, just started another Unity project, opened it up, did a scene like this, and it worked. So I don't know what's going on with adaptive probes and why I'm getting this error. Let's see if I did this. See, it's throwing this index out of range exception for the compute shader. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Spent way too much time trying to figure that one out. And unfortunately, this project is way too big for me to try to migrate it or redo it. So maybe what I'll try to do is off stream, I will blow away the library file and then re-import everything. But in the end, I decided to use the UI to create the credit screen because I still need to create the settings screen. I still need to create the how to play screen, and I need to create a game over screen, which after you complete the game, it says thank you for playing, and then basically resets you back to the main menu. So, and then I can upload it, and then I can build, and I can upload it. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna call it a night here. Thank you very much for hanging out. Hopefully it wasn't too boring, and we learned a little bit about some stuff. Otherwise, have a good night. See you tomorrow.